If you keep chickens, you understand the seasonal nature of eggs. When daylight hours are long, we're overrun, and then the days get shorter and there can be nothing. So knowing how to preserve your eggs is an immensely important skill to have. Today I'm gonna share 3 old-fashioned methods for preserving your eggs that I personally use and love. We're going to go over water glassing, oiled eggs, and pickled eggs. You want to use only perfectly clean eggs for both water glassing and oiling eggs. That means no debris, no poo, nothing like that. You cannot wash the eggs before you use these 2 methods. For pickling eggs, it doesn't matter. Water glassing is my favorite for spring eggs. This method has a really high success rate and it lasts a long time. You can store water glassed eggs up to a year is what is commonly recommended, but you can definitely go up to 2 years with this method as well. The only drawback I have to water glassing is that you have to be a little bit careful with your vessels. If you move them too much, you could crack an egg, but it's like a 99% success rate. I have personally never had a rotten egg using this method. So for me, this is absolutely my #1 method. All you need is some calcium lime, also known as pickling lime. That's really easy to pick up during canning season. You'll see it in hardware stores and everywhere in the canning goods section, or you can also get it in bulk on Azure Standard. This is the same stuff that I use to nixtamalize corn, so I always keep it on hand. Then you need some kind of vessel to store this in. Make sure that it's big enough that you can put your hand in it. You need something large enough that it is practical. Doing quarts I think is not really practical, but I'd go at least half-gallon or gallon glass jars, or even you could do 2 or 3 gallon plastic food grade buckets would work really well. And then you just need a little bit of clean filtered water. For every quart of water, use 3 tablespoons of pickling lime. And what I like to do is just work in small batches as I have fresh eggs. You want to use the freshest eggs possible. So every day when I check the eggs, if there are any perfectly clean, wonderful eggs, I'll just add them as I collect them. So I start off with 1 quart of water, 3 tablespoons of the calcium lime. I put it into my vessel and then I just layer eggs as needed. And if I am needing more liquid, I'll just make up a little batch as needed to top the water off. When my jar is full, I put a tight lid on it and I move it into somewhere cool and dark for storage. And that's it. So quick and easy. Next up, we have oiled eggs. This method is super simple. You can use any kind of food grade oil. I think traditionally Irish buttered eggs were a thing. Mineral oil eggs had a moment, but because of the flavor that you get from the mineral oil, that wasn't super popular. You can use coconut oil or home rendered tallow and lard. Anything to just seal that egg. And again, you want perfectly clean, unwashed eggs for this process. Oiled eggs work great for eggs collected in the fall. They do require cooler temperatures than the water glassed eggs. So if you can do this with your fall eggs when temperatures are already cool, put them into your root cellar or a cold hallway closet or pantry space, that works perfectly. The success rate and the longevity is nowhere near that of the water glassed eggs, but you don't have to buy the calcium lime, and it's a completely viable option. So what you would do is just take your unwashed eggs and rub them in your hands with some oil, get them all completely coated, and you could put these into a basket or an egg carton and put them aside somewhere. Again, cool and dark is best for about 6 to 8 months with a roughly 80% success margin. Last but not least, we have pickled eggs. This is great if you have a lot of eggs that you had to wash, they were dirty and you need to preserve them, or if you're wanting to just fill in your pantry gaps with a really easy, convenient snack. I do already have a really detailed, in-depth video about making and even canning pickled eggs, but the gist is this. You take a brine, about 1 part water and 1 part vinegar, add a little bit of salt, add some spices, boil that, and pour it over boiled and peeled eggs. Then you can keep this either in the refrigerator for a few months, or you can water bath can and keep it in your pantry for up to a year. All right, that's it. Those were super simple recipes that you can use to preserve your harvest so that you have a plethora of eggs all winter long. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that you go give these methods a try. If you do, let me know how it worked out for you in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.